Yo, it's HeyBroken, and today I'm going to talk about which game is objectively better. This is not an opinion. This is which game is objectively better. Now, first we have to say Tekken releases in seasons now. Ever since Tekken 7, there's been seasons, and I'm just going to say really quick that I wish Tekken 8 changed the color of the health bars, and maybe even not the heat bars could have stayed the same. But I wish they changed the health bar colors like they did in Tekken 7. But anyway, so Tekken releases by seasons. Now I will say Tekken 8 Season 1 and Season 2 now. Not Season 2 when it first dropped, but Season 2 now. Tekken 8 Season 1 and Season 2 is better than Season 3 and Season 4 of Tekken 7. But Season 1 and Season 2 of Tekken 7 is better than Tekken 8 Season 1 and Season 2. So that is objectively the truth. You can't have a different opinion. That is objectively the truth. So this is Season 1 of Tekken 7. You can tell by the health bars. This is JDCR and the Saint. It's beautiful when legacy players like JDCR and Saint have been on top for so long, and they're still on top as soon as Tekken 7 drops. Tekken 7 Season 1, it was the same people winning over and over and over. Kind of like now, but I guess you could say it's different because of EWC, so I guess it won't say the same. But in Season 1 of Tekken 7, it was the exact same people that have been dominating forever. Still dominating at the top. So, what was so good about Season 1 is it was so not simple, but the word I'm looking for is it was so basic, so fundamental. There was no robbery, which I will show you later. There was no robbery. It was simple fundamentals and beautiful gameplay. People want to say, oh, watching Tekken 7 at the highest level was boring. Oh, it was just backdashing. No. There was so many mind games on offense and defense because of the movement. And movement was bad in Tekken 7, so that's saying a lot. But the movement and the gameplay, it was not brain dead mashing. There was always thoughts behind which move was being put out at what time, which is what makes Season 1 and Season 2 so beautiful. And this was before everyone was OP. There were top tiers in Tekken 7. I'm not saying there weren't, but they weren't OP in the way that they are now, where it's just brain dead mashing. Oh, this tool versus this tool, rather than playing with movement, playing with timing, and it's just fundamental gameplay. So you can tell, you can go and watch these sets yourself. I'm just going to skip through. But the moves did so much damage, but that is what made you think about what you were doing on defense and what you were doing on offense. And even the low parries in Tekken 7, they could have did half health if you run into a wall. So one combo with a wall was half health in Season 1 and Season 2. Half health. So each interaction, if you got launched twice, you died in a round. That made you think about what you were doing on defense at all times, because one mistake, half your health is gone. Or, I won't talk about DLC characters because Akuma and Geese were OP. Or in Geese, or not Geese, Marduk, all these OP characters. I will only talk about base characters. Please do not count DLC characters in what I'm saying at the moment. I'm talking about, look at that timing. Look at that timing, by the way.
Doesn't matter. He just started the match.
It's so rare nowadays that you see something like this happen.
Just wanted to get you hyped, Steve. For no reason. He's going to waste my energy on hype and then drop the combo. Not cool.
Dash, dash, dash from Saint. Dash, dash, forward, forward, one.
Rush here.
That is so beautiful. It's rare you see that nowadays. It really is. It really is. Seeing that kind of timing being played out, because being the aggressor, mashing first puts you at an added advantage rather than playing around this timing game like back then. So this is more fundamental gameplay. This is playing around mind games, playing around fundamentals constantly in Tekken 7. Now, another example, you have two extremely fundamental characters like Kazumi and Kazuya in Tekken 7. You were able to play characters like this back then because it was, and a whole second has passed, no one has mashed. And they're right next to each other and they're still not mashing because defense was rewarded rather than offense. And what takes more skill in Tekken? Defense than offense, especially now because you'll see when I show this set, this shows it's all about aggression in Tekken 8 now. You can still play around these defensive mind games, but it's almost more advantageous to mash rather than to play defense, to play around timing at times. Like, let's say if you're low health and this guy's full health, whoever is not pressing is at the disadvantage rather than in Tekken 7 where if you're pressing, you're almost at a disadvantage because if you get caught on a counter hit, immediately you got hit with a lot of damage because there was no recoverable health back then. Now there's recoverable health, so you have to keep mashing in order to gain your health back. So again, it rewards aggression rather than defense. So again, you saw how Nee mashed, he got caught out the air, now he's getting hit. Look at how much damage he's taking. Drops a combo, but immediately, this is like, bro, 15% of your health already gone. And again, if he gets caught, if Arslan catches him with any launch, half his health is gone if he finds a wall. But you see this fundamental gameplay, 1-1, down forward 1, down forward 1, down forward 4, down forward 1, 1-1. And half his health is gone with poking. Poking in Tekken 8, bro, if you get hit one time and you lose your turn and your opponent starts mashing, immediately you're at a disadvantage. And it doesn't matter how many interactions you won, they can win one interaction and everything that you just did no longer matters. So you need stance heavy characters and mash heavy characters. Fundamentals still exist, except you get less reward playing with fundamentals than you would in Tekken 7. Now, you still need fundamentals at the highest levels in order to succeed. You need fundamentals, yes, but you can also, you can turn off and on fundamentals rather than back then, you really only needed fundamentals rather than robbery. Now, you need to switch on and off fundamentals and activate the robbery at all times. You have to understand that you have to switch on and off what kind of playstyle you need at that point in time when you were only rewarded for defense and timing back then. So, again, down back 4, you will only see fundamentals. Only fundamentals. Only fundamentals. Play this out for a little bit longer. Again, movement, jab, down forward 1. Look at that. Only movement and poking. Now, look at this. So we have Joka poking at the moment. This guy immediately throws out a G-Clef. Gets launched. And why does he throw out that G-Clef? Because you get rewarded for mashing. At the highest level, he's throwing out a G-Clef like that. Look at this. Immediately into mix. Getting those plus frames, sidestep into heat burst. Now he gets to mash. Oh, sorry about that. He gets to mash his heat, and look at how much chip. Look at how much chip that he did in his heat. I'll replay this. He pops heat. Look at this chip. You get rewarded for mashing in this game. Now, look at this. Look at his health. Now, Joka, he needs to somehow get his turn back after being this minus. And even while stunned, he has to start mashing to get his health back and get his turn back. Now, the hard part about Tekken 8 is getting your turn back. Because when you're blocking, you're blocking. It is not about fundamentals. It is about dealing with the mashing that you're dealing with. Rather than back then, remember, fundamental gameplay. They're trading turns constantly. Constantly trading turns with fundamentals. Constantly. But once you're blocking in Tekken 8. And this is off of chip, off of heat chip.
And look at the chip damage once again. Look at the chip damage, bro. Down back.
Off of chip.
More. Heat burst.
And I think these 2 rounds is all I need to show. And look, he's just getting mashed on. And this guy has no shame playing like that, by the way. But again, so Season 1 and Season 2 is better than Season 1 and Season 2 of Tekken 8. Now, Season 3 and Season 4 is where you get horrible. I don't even need evidence because it wasn't that long ago. But Season 3 is where they implemented everyone having wall carry at the end of their combos to get more wall carry. It was no longer about Lee having insane wall carry. Every character had insane wall carry. So that is where I think Tekken 7 started to go downhill, where they started to homogenize all of the characters, where they all started to do similar things. And then in Season 4, there was, like, the DLC characters at that point were so strong that it outshined all of the base characters, and which is why I say Season 1 and Season 2 of Tekken 7 is better than Season 1 and Season 2 of Tekken 8, but Season 3 and Season 4 was so bad with the wall carry, the damage, the DLC characters, where to me it was no longer playable. You had Marduk doing death combos if you guessed wrong one time on the Oki. It was so bad. You had Kunimitsu doing crazy shit, cross screen, the crazy mix-ups, the damage. And again, Tekken 7 wasn't built for those mix-ups because, again, it didn't have the recoverable health. If you got hit, you got hit. This red, gone. That health is gone. So Tekken 7 wasn't built for that mix-up heavy gameplay, which is why you saw Kunimitsu do so well, because those mix-ups, they were Tekken 8 before Tekken 8. So that design philosophy was so bad for a game like Tekken 7, which is, again, proving my point that Season 3 and Season 4 was so bad of Tekken 7. It was so bad. So that's my objective proof that Season 1 and Season 2 of Tekken 7 is way better than Season 1 and Season 2 of Tekken 8. And again, just look at that chip from the bear. This guy has no shame, because that's what the game rewards you. But Season 3 and Season 4 was so bad with the DLC characters and the mix-ups when the game wasn't ready for that kind of design philosophy. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know you guys agree with me because this is an objective perspective on it. So thank you guys for agreeing with me, and I'll see you in the next one.